Welcome, my dear friends. Today, I would like to share about something so essential to our being, yet something we often find so challenging for us to follow. Authenticity. Being authentic means showing up as who you truly are, free from masks or expectations, just as you are, flaws and all. But let's be honest, that's easier said than done, isn't it? We live in a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, asking us to conform and to be something we are not. Yet the power, the true essence of living, does not come from conformity, but from authenticity. It comes from being who we truly are. When we show up as our true selves, we allow others the freedom to do the same. Authenticity creates a ripple effect, inviting the people around us to drop their masks too. But to get there, we have to face challenges, both external and internal, and push through fears that may have kept us hidden. In essence, it challenges us to be vulnerable and to let others see that vulnerability. And if you are interested, I have done a video on independence and vulnerability, so do check out that video to understand more about vulnerability. I want to share with you a personal story from my own life, a time when I found it incredibly hard to be authentic. Now, this was a work situation, and I was in a position where I had felt I had to please everyone around me, especially people in positions of authority, and also to set example for some of the junior staff. I believed that if I showed my true feelings or voiced my real opinions, I might lose respect or even opportunities for promotion. So for a while, I played along with what was expected. I spoke the same rhetoric and imbibed the same behaviors and values that everyone else was doing in order to feel accepted by my peers and to be part of the collective. In essence, to be a good little sheep. But deep down, I felt disconnected from my values, my beliefs, and from my heart. The challenge for me came when I had to make a tough decision. There was a project I was involved in, and it required me to present an idea that, frankly, didn't align with who I am or what I believed in. It just felt wrong. It just didn't sit right with me. But I was so caught up in the fear of disappointing others that I almost went through with it. I remember having this internal struggle, wrestling with myself. Should I just go with the flow and avoid conflict, or should I speak up? After all, nobody else was saying anything. Plus, I was from the minority community at my workplace, so there was the added pressure not to stir things up and be labeled as a troublemaker. One night, I was journaling, a habit I had just picked up to reconcile with this disconnection that I was feeling, and I had this moment of clarity. I saw that I was betraying myself. By staying silent, I was slowly losing a part of me. And that felt worse than any external consequences I could face. So I made the decision to be authentic. But it was not immediate. I first had to slowly move away from the general office crowd and be more reserved. Trust me, it was difficult. The only way I could avoid them was to not spend as much time at my desk. I was lucky enough that the company was big, so I could locate myself at some of the empty tables on another floor, and I communicated with my colleagues via the office comms platform. This went on for a couple of weeks, and I got into a routine. When the next meeting rolled around, I spoke up. I expressed my concerns, shared my truth, and yes, it created tension, and some people didn't understand my choice. Some plainly ostracized and avoided me. But the freedom inside I felt afterwards, my dear friends, there are no words for it. I reclaimed my voice and my authenticity, and from that moment on, I promised myself never to compromise who I am for the sake of fitting in or pleasing others. I understood that I was the one with the power, that I was the one responsible for how I felt, and I was the one who had to protect my voice. My story might sound similar to some of you. Maybe you've experienced something similar, whether at work, in relationships, or even in moments of self-reflection. There's often that moment of fear, that hesitation before we decide to show up as our true selves. That fear is the fear of the unknown. The fear that we will be venturing into uncharted waters where we have not been before. We feel unsafe and vulnerable. All these emotions are perfectly valid. For me, I overcame this by having a conversation with my fear. I assured the fearful aspect of myself that everything would be okay. That while my work relationships would probably suffer, I myself would be okay. We are a lot stronger than we give ourselves credit for, my friends. The truth is, when we live authentically, we invite the possibility of true connection, first with ourselves, then with others. Now, authenticity doesn't mean you'll never feel fear or doubt. Those moments will come, and they will test you. But being authentic means making the choice to honor your truth, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, and even when it's unpopular. What I've learned through my experience is that people who genuinely value you will honor your authenticity. They might not always agree, but they will respect your honesty and your integrity. And those who don't, well, that is a reflection of where they are in their own journey. We are not responsible for how others perceive or react to our authenticity, to who we are. Our only responsibility is to show up as our true self and trust that in doing so, the right people and opportunities will align with us. So today, I invite you to reflect on how you are showing up in your life. Where are you holding back? Where are you playing small or hiding parts of your beautiful self because you are afraid of how others might react or perceive you? Take a deep breath and remind yourself that your truth matters. You matter. The world needs more people to show up authentically, unapologetically. As you go about your day, hold on to this thought. Being authentic is not about being perfect. It's about being real. And that is more powerful than any facade you could ever create. I believe you, and I believe in you. And I'm here to remind you that you are more than enough, just as you are. Thank you, my dear friends, for being here and for allowing me to share this message with you today. And thank you for showing up as your true self. I love you, my dear friends. Namaste.